The driver responsibility program, when it was passed in 2003, was presented as a way to raise funds. It was a way to raise funds for the general revenue. And in addition to that, they also put half of those funds, 49%, into trauma hospitals in order for them to have additional revenues. The program generated funds from those people that were taxed after they had convictions of traffic offenses. So after the judiciary taxed them on driving while intoxicated or speeding, red light, whatever those offenses were, once they were reported to DPS, then it became a surcharge or a tax. And then that's where the taxes were collected. People pay those bills in order to keep their driver's license because the final consequence was taking their driver's license if they didn't pay the surcharge.
I remember finding it so infuriating and frustrating because the reason that I hadn't had my registration or my insurance current in the first place is that I didn't have the money to do it. And this was saying, yeah, we know that you didn't have the money to pay for your insurance and for your registration, so now we're going to take some more money from you.
So I think, from just a basic fairness perspective, it is unfair, and I would say that a fundamental principle we ought to be focused on is instead of using driver's licenses as a way to punish people, we ought to just say, is somebody safe to drive or not? And certainly if somebody's had numerous DWIs, if they've injured people behind the wheel, there are reasons to take away people's driver's license that make sense. But certainly it shouldn't be based on your ability to pay. And that's something that the driver responsibility program continues to perpetrate.
As you know, the Article 5 of our Constitution says you're not supposed to assess excessive fines and fees, nor are you supposed to punish somebody twice for the same offense. They're punished the first time when they come to court, and then they're punished the second time when that thing is reported, and then DPS assigns them again. So they're really getting double jeopardy on this offense, and they're really getting their liberties taken away from them without due process.
So I'm sure most people are familiar with the term double jeopardy, which means that you cannot be charged with the same crime twice. Well, the essence of the DRP, the Driver Responsibility Surcharge Program, is that you are being charged with the same crime twice. And what's more insulting to both the victims of the DRP and the trauma care centers of Texas is that the legislature is ignoring the needs of both parties by continuing to hold this fundraising scam. What we need to do is we need to repeal, in completion, the DRP like so many other states have done when they've realized that this is not only unconstitutional, but it's morally wrong.
I believe that the DRP is a failed program. It's really double jeopardy. People are judged by the normal process of the criminal justice system. If they're charged with a moving violation or DWI, they go to court and the judge hands out whatever penalty is appropriate. This is on top of all that. When they've accumulated a certain number of points, they go back to a judge and are assessed enormous fines. Fines that are so large that most people, the average Texan, simply can't afford to pay.